There are questions we ask our children every day. Did you eat? Did you do your homework? How was school? But then there are questions that linger, questions that don't just check in, but reach in. Tonight, on Siegel on Air, I want to talk about the kind of questions that build something lasting, the kind that help a child feel seen, curious, and connected, not interrogated, not evaluated, but invited into a relationship. Many of us were raised with instructions, not curiosity. We were told what to do, how to behave, what to improve. Developmental psychologist Alison Gopnik, whose research explores how children learn and think, emphasizes that children are active meaning makers. They don't just absorb answers, they learn by wondering, exploring, and asking questions. When adults ask thoughtful questions in return, it signals interest. It says, "You matter enough for me to be curious about your inner world." These moments aren't about collecting information, they're about building a bridge. They build psychological safety. Humanistic psychologist Carl Rogers described unconditional positive regard as a foundation for emotional openness and growth. When children are asked open, non-judgmental questions without correction or evaluation, they are more likely to explore their thoughts honestly. A child who feels safe speaking freely is a child who stays emotionally close. Such questions maintain mentalization. Developmental psychologist Peter Fonagy introduced the concept of mentalization, the ability to understand one's thoughts, feelings, and intentions, and to recognize that others have inner worlds too. When we ask children reflective questions, especially about perspectives and relationships, we help them practice this skill. It's not about getting the right answer. It's about learning to think about minds. One of the most overlooked parenting tools is allowing children to reflect on who we are. Questions like, "What do you think I do when you're not around?" or "What do you think I enjoy doing for fun?" These questions gently reverse roles. They say, "I trust you with my humanity." Family therapist Virginia Satir believed that healthy families allow children to experience adults as real, emotionally present people, not distant authorities. That's where trust deepens. Recently, I sat down with my child and asked a few questions. Here's a sample.
I want to ask you a few questions. There are no right answers. What do you think I do when you're not around?
Walk the dogs, help mum, help around the house, play the guitar and work.
And what do I like to do for fun?
Play the guitar, read, lay in bed, watch Netflix and Disney Plus.
What is one thing that I'm really good at?
Teaching, being an amazing dad, cooking.
No, that was just one thing, thank you. What about something I'm not very good at?
I would say letting go of emotions easily. Because when I let go of emotions, right after the emotional situation has happened, they're still with you for a few minutes.
Now, what do you think I got in trouble for the most as a kid?
Probably sneaking out of the house to play with your friends.
What is your funniest memory of me?
Most likely, I feel like sometimes when you're angry, then sometimes you make really funny faces.
These answers surprised me, not because they were accurate, but because they revealed how my child perceives me. Suddenly, we weren't parent and child. We were two people getting to know each other. There was some laughter, honesty, and a shared sense of reality. Pediatrician and psychoanalyst Donald Winnicott described moments like this as real relating, when children experience caregivers as authentic rather than idealized. So why these questions build bond, not authority? Traditional parenting models often focus on control, but connection grows through curiosity. Attachment researcher Murray Ainsworth showed that secure attachment doesn't require perfection, it grows through emotional responsiveness and attunement. Questions like, what do you think I got in trouble for when I was young? Quietly communicate, I wasn't always flawless, but I survived. That normalizes mistakes. It humanizes adulthood. When I asked, what's your funniest memory of me? The atmosphere changed a bit. Laughter surfaced, stories emerged, some I had forgotten but my child hadn't. Affective neuroscientist Jaak Panksepp, who studied core emotional systems, identified social play and laughter as key components of bonding and emotional regulation. Laughter isn't just fun, it's connection in motion. So what children learn from these conversations? Through these moments, children learn that adults can reflect, that relationships are two-way, that curiosity is safe, that honesty doesn't automatically lead to punishment. Psychiatrist Daniel Siegel emphasizes that emotional integration happens when experiences are shared, reflected on, and given meaning together. These conversations quietly shape a child's internal story about relationships. So how to ask those questions well? A few gentle guidelines. Don't correct the answers. Don't defend yourself. Don't turn it into a lesson. Listen more than you speak. Your role isn't to manage the outcome, it's to hold the space. Children who feel emotionally known are more likely to return when life gets difficult. Family systems theorist Murray Bowen described differentiation, the ability to remain oneself while staying emotionally connected, as a key marker of relational health. Open, respectful dialogue helps that capacity grow. These questions don't demand closeness, they invite it. We often think bonding happens in big moments, but more often it grows in quiet curiosity. When we ask our children meaningful questions, we say, I see you, and I'm willing to be seen too. Those are the conversations that last. Have as many of them as you can, my friend. Good night.